Hi guys, so I recently got this month's BBC Good Food magazine and there were a lot of things to choose from, a lot of recipes. Some I'll definitely be doing for the next month, but the one I decided to do for you was Hemsley and Hemsley's mother's Philippine Sinigang, and it was just so easy. A lot of ingredients were tough enough to find though, but once you actually get them into the house, you can make this dish very, very easily, and it's so good and really, really tasty. I think you should definitely all try it, and it's very healthy as well. Start off with your beef, 700 grams of ribeye beef cut into 3cm chunks, and leave the fat on as well. The book says it'll give the dish flavour, but I actually think that this bit probably had a little bit too much fat because there was a lot of it unrendered still on the beef. If I could make one change, that's what I do. I take off the fat. Now take your chopped beef and add it to a large saucepan and cover it with 1.2 litres of cold water and bring it up to the boil. Once it's boiling, turn it down to medium-low and let it simmer for 20 minutes. While that's simmering, you can move on to your veg. Start off with 2 medium onions, diced, followed by the garlic. The recipe says 6 cloves, but these are only small cloves, so I'm using 8. And finally chop it. Now thinly slice a 5cm piece of ginger. Now, one change to the recipe that unfortunately I had to make was I had to substitute the pak choi. I tried a few places here and couldn't find any, so I thought that a few sticks of celery would really replicate the crunch you get from pak choi, but celery needs more cooking, so I'm going to chop up 4 sticks of celery now and cook it before I would have cooked the pak choi. Now that your beef has had 20 minutes of simmering, go in with your veg, your onions, garlic, ginger, and in this case celery. Give all that a quick stir and add 20 cherry tomatoes. Then add 3 or 4 tablespoons of fish sauce. Fish sauce can vary an awful lot in saltiness, so just be wise with that when you're adjusting for seasoning later. Now add 3 tablespoons of really, really tangy tamarind paste, fish sauce's best friend. Add about a teaspoon of black pepper and give everything a good stir. Let all that come back up to a simmer and allow simmer for another 15 minutes. While that's simmering, you can go and prepare the rest of your veg, starting off with 400 grams of green beans, and just cut the ends off. If you found the pak choi, now's the time to prepare it and add it with the green beans. The recipe also looks for 2 large red chilies to be added whole and fished out afterwards. But because I like a little bit more heat, I'm just going to prod these a few times with a knife so that the heat will escape. Now that everything has had another 15 minutes, go ahead and give it a stir and add your 2 whole chilies, followed by all those green beans and your pak choi if you have it. Mix it all up again and let it simmer for a final 5 minutes. So 5 minutes later, you can go ahead and fish out those chilies if you'd like, but I decided to just leave them in. And now you're going to add 400 grams of spinach. This looks like an awful lot of spinach, and it is, I guess, but it will wilt down an awful lot in the heat of the pot. So now clamp the lid on and serve at the table. Give everything one last mix up and ladle into bowls. This dish was just so nice and really filling as well. I thought that it was going to be missing some form of carbohydrate, that I should have done rice or noodles with it, but I was actually really full after this bowl, so it was really, really nice, and I think you should all definitely try it at home too. Thanks a million for watching, guys. If you liked this video, be sure to click the like button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel and check me out on social media. You'll find all the links to my accounts in the description below, and you'll also find the link to my blog where you'll find the full recipe at www.rookiecook.org.